Hi, George here, and today I'll be showing you how you can use AI to help you write a business plan. Now, I'll be doing this in Google's Gemini program, but ChatGPT also works out just fine for this. Now, whether you're a small business or maybe you have a side hustle or you're part of the gig economy, having a good business plan is the solid foundation that your whole business is built on. Even if you already have an existing business, but you don't have a business plan, now is a great time to make one because the business plan is your roadmap to success. And of course, it can be used to attract investors, financing, grants, and loans. So very important to have a good, solid business plan. And it's easy to do with AI, and we'll be doing it here inside of Google's Gemini. Now, the first thing you have to do is to prime the chatbot so that it knows what you want to be doing. Basically, you'll be telling the chatbot how to respond to the prompts that you give it. So here, we'll be giving Gemini a basic intro on what we want it to be doing for us, and we'll then expand that with additional prompts. So we'll start off right down here. This is your box to type in your prompt. And we'll start with this prompt. I'll be just pasting in my prompts here to make the video faster, but you can just type this right into this box. So we'll be telling Gemini here, and again, the same prompt also works over in ChatGPT. You are a marketing specialist. I'm creating a small business plan for my business, and in the following prompts, I will be asking you to create templates that I can use as an aid to writing my business plan. And go ahead and hit the submit button. And here we go. It then gives you a response to know that this has been accepted. And we can see here that it understands what we want it to do. And we're now ready to go ahead and begin asking it specifics. Now, I have a list of sections that I want to have in the business plan. And those include the executive summary, company description, products and services, market analysis, marketing and sales strategy, management team and organization, financial projections, and then an appendix at the end. So we'll have Gemini write us a template for each one of those. We can then just fill in that template. Okay, we'll start off with our first one down here. This is the first section, but in reality, this is the last thing that we'll do. But I want to keep these things in order. And the first one you want here is the executive summary. I'll just be pasting these into the box down here just for this video so it goes faster. But simply type this in right in this area down here. What we have is give me a template for an executive summary for a business plan, and then hit the submit button. And there we go. And as you can see, it has a lot of stuff in here. Your business name goes at the top right there. Then we have a business overview with a few things in here, products and services, market analysis, competitive advantage, management team, financial highlights, vision and future outlook. And the next thing that you want to do is to copy this out and then paste this into a word processing document. I'll be using Microsoft Word for that. You can use that or Google Docs or OpenOffice, whatever you like, it's just fine. So come down here to the bottom and click on this button here, copy response. And then I'll open up Microsoft Word, which is right here. And let's just right click and paste that in. And here we go. Here's our executive summary. Now, this is a template. If you want to leave this stuff up right now until we get the whole business plan finished, that's okay. When it's all done, you want to come back in, take out that word template. I'll stick it out now. We don't need that any longer. This section is just instructions for you from Gemini. So you want to make sure that you take this out as well. I'll leave this on for right now. Again, the last thing we'll do after everything is finished is to go back and do some editing, clean things up, maybe change the formatting, whatever you like at that point. Right now, I can't really fill this thing in. It's not the right time yet, but this is the first part of the business plan. So you want to have this just in place. We'll then go through all the rest of these sections. And then once we have those, we figure those all out and fill them in. We can then come back and fill this in from the information that we have from the later sections. So let's just scroll down, come down to this section here. I'll just take this bit of text off right there and make it space. And we're ready for our next section. Okay, back over to Google's Gemini and back down here at the bottom, and I'll paste in the next prompt. And this time we'll be doing the company description right here. Notice that the basic format is going to be the same, and we're just changing the wording right in here to tell Gemini which section we're working on. And click on the submit button. We'll bring in our next section here. Let that finish loading in. And as you can see, it goes pretty fast on this. There we go. So obviously I can't fill this in for you. Your business name is right there. Legal name of the business, trade name, DBA, if it's different from the legal name, that happens sometimes. Your legal structure. Your options in here are sole proprietorship, partnership, limited liability company, S corporation, C corporation, and so forth. That's pretty obvious. Just choose from that list. And then in here, explain why you chose that particular structure. It might be as simple as it's a very small company, just a side hustle, so you're only doing it in your own name. Or you may want to have legal protection from a limited liability company or a corporation. And just put that right down in this section here. Now, the reason for that is just if you use this for any kind of financing, they'll want to know this basic information. Of course, the date of formation or incorporation is right here, the state that you're registered in, your employer identification number, If you have one, this will really only be for companies that have employees, and it's something which you can get from the federal government. You just sign up for this. They'll give you a number. Most sole proprietors, individual business owners, this goes for a lot of people on YouTube, for instance. They'll just be using your social security number, but you don't need that in here. You can actually take this line out if you don't have any employees. And then your business mission statement down here. You can use this here. You can actually create this, again, using AI. And a lot of this stuff can be filled in using AI. Let me show you how that's done. I won't be doing it on this chat because I want to have this chat only for the business plan so that Gemini doesn't get confused. So let's open up a second chat over here. Open up a new window. We'll do ChatGPT on this one and put in some kind of a basic prompt like this. Give me a business mission statement. And I'll do this one for my YouTube channel. This is this channel, which is focused on helping business owners use AI. And I'll put down that my target audience is small business and side hustles. And let's see what we get. And here we go. Get a nice little basic business statement. Now you may want to come back in, rewrite this a little bit, adjust it for your particular needs. But as you can save yourself a lot of time here just using AI to answer some of these questions. It's up to you. Notice we can change the tone down here, inspirational, bold, casual, whatever you like. I'll just use this as an example. So we have that for our mission statement. Okay, let's go back here to Gemini. We'll be back to this in just a moment. Back over here, so we have the mission statement, a business vision statement, products and services, describe what you are selling right down through here, life cycle development stage. Basically describe what it is that you're selling. This will be different, of course, for each different business. And again, you can get some of this information by asking Gemini or ChatGPT to supply with a description and then just do a basic description of your product and let it fill that in for you or reformat that for you. It can save you a lot of time. Industry overview and background, company history, current status. Of course, this is going to depend upon your specific business. Location, facilities. Again, this is going to be specific. And then your long-term goals and milestones. Okay, at this point, let's come down here. We'll grab this response, copy that, back over to Word. Just right here, I'll right-click and let's paste that in. And then back up just a little bit. We already made our mission statement up here. We did that on ChatGPT. Let's fill that piece in. That's right here. I have that copied. Right-click, copy, back over to Word. And then right here, just select the stuff, right-click, and paste. Clean up our formatting. And there we go. We've now filled that section in. So you can see how it's easy. By doing additional prompts, you can fill in a lot of this information here inside of your business plan just by using ChatGPT or by using Google's Gemini. Okay, let's go back over and do our next section. And I'll paste in this next prompt. Give me a template for a products and services section for a business plan. Obviously, this is going to be a lot of information that you'll have to supply. Let's go ahead, we'll submit this one and let this get built for us. Here's our template. But even though you have the information, because you know what it is that you're selling, this will give you a nice outline that you can fill in based upon the information that you already have. Notice that this includes a lot of very interesting sections. And sometimes these are things that you may not have thought about. This is one of the reasons why I like doing this, is that it gives you things to not only fill in from the information that you have, but also it gives you the questions that you need to ask yourself to clarify what you're actually doing with your business. Click on copy, back over to Microsoft Word. Let's scroll down here into that section and I'll paste this in right here. Right click and paste. There we go. There is our products section, products and services section. Okay, come back down here and let's move on to our next section. Notice right here at the end of this last section, Gemini asks if you wanted to propose a plan and refine it with Canvas. You can try that if you want to. Personally, I prefer not doing this at this stage. I like getting the whole business plan built first. Once you have it built, you can then come back and ask it specific questions for your specific different sections. That way, you're not confusing the chatbot by moving off into tangents. You're staying focused on the one job. Once the one job is finished, then come back and move off into tangents after that. Okay, our next prompt down here, give me a template for a market analysis section for a business plan, and hit submit, and let Gemini build this for us. There we go. And again, this is one of those sections that it's very useful to actually think this through carefully, and you can do a lot of this research using the different chatbots. Okay, scroll down here. Let's copy this one out. Copy, back over to Microsoft Word, and right-click, we'll paste this one in. And it brought in our chart as well. That was nice. Right down here, let's just take that off. I don't need that. A little bit of editing while we're at it. And make sure that you're saving as you go. You don't want to lose any of this stuff. We already have 9 pages in here, so make sure that you are saving as you go. Okay, back down to our input box. And we'll type in, give me a template for a marketing and sales strategy section for a business plan. And let's hit the submit button. And let Gemini build that for us. And this section is one of those sections that can really help you to build your business because it asks you questions that you need to answer. For instance, down here, what are your marketing objectives? What's your overall goal? And once again, let's come down here to the bottom. Let's grab the copy response right here. Go back over to Microsoft Word. Let's paste that one in. Right-click and paste. There's our marketing section. Make sure you save that. And then back over to Gemini. And I'll paste in our next prompt. Give me a template for a management team and organization section for a business plan. And hit submit. This is our management team and organization section template. Now, you may not need this one depending upon your company. If the company is just you, you don't need any of this stuff in here. If you have people in your company, then you want to fill this thing out. Let's go ahead, we'll add this one in. Copy that, back over to Word, right-click and paste. There we go. Again, make sure you save, and back over to Gemini. Okay, for our next section, give me a template for a financial projections section for the business plan. And we'll run this. Now, this is mostly, again, used if you're trying to get financing. You'll need this or grants or whatever. But it's also a good idea to go through this even if you're a sole proprietor and you're not planning on doing any financing for your company. Maybe you just want to build up a small YouTube channel. That's fine, but still go through this just to help clarify this information for you for your own use. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll save this section out. It's a pretty long section, as you can see. Copy this, back over to Word. Right-click, we'll paste this one in. There we go. And again, we'll save that. And we're just about done. Back over to Gemini. Okay, we're down to the final section down here. And this time, give me a template for an appendix section for a business plan. Go ahead and run this. And here we go. And this is where you're going to be adding in any additional information or documentation that you need to that didn't fit in naturally anywhere else inside the business plan. So pretty straightforward, just your additional documentation section. Let's copy this down, and then back over to Word and paste this final section in. There we go, right-click, and I'll paste that in. Let's now go back up to the very beginning. There we go with our executive summary. And at this point, we can begin to fill in some of this stuff based upon information that we filled in the later sections of our business plan. For instance, we did the mission statement up here. So we can fill in this section, and that's down a couple of sections. And this down just a little ways down here. We'll find that, there we go, business mission statement. We did this one already. Let's just copy this out. Right-click and copy that, and back up to the top. And it goes right in here. Right-click, we'll paste that in. And I'll take out where it says year, and this just changes to statement. And take out information from elsewhere in your business plan and fill in what you have to fill in here for the executive summary. So it's all filled out. That's why I was saying this was the first part of your business plan, but the last thing to fill in. Once that's done, then you want to go back and do your basic editing. And the first thing you should do is to come in here and take out these directions that are placed in here by Gemini. I'll just delete that out. And if anything is at the end of the section, take that out as well. Here's our next section. You want to take out where it says template. Just delete that. And then again, take out the directions in here. We don't need those. You want to leave that just long enough so you understand what to do in this section, but make sure you take out the directions. If you want to include your business name in here, that's fine. You don't have to, but it's interesting. Some companies do, some companies don't. It's up to you. Personal preference on that one. And in the following videos, I'll be showing you how to fill out each one of these different sections using AI to get the information that you don't already have. And our next video is going to be about how to make a customer avatar or a customer profile, which is an important step to understanding your business. And it's also one of the things that we need to have for our business plan. And that'll be followed by videos for company description, marketing, and so on. Now, if you found this video useful, make sure you click on the like button and also make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time.